Google, along with the rest of the big tech stocks, is in a bearish phase, down 2.7% to a price of $98.7. So is the stock a buy? Sit tight as we answer that by going through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. First up, under Sundar's leadership, Google will establish its first data center in Japan next year in the city of Inzai. This data center will take about $730 million to build, but some of it will be ready and functional in 2023, even though the project initially started in 2021 and will be fully completed in 2024. This will be Google's third chosen location in Asia for such a center, and it will open great employment opportunities for the Japanese as well. Apart from this, the Google Pixel 7 and 7 Pro have finally been revealed. These are flagship smartphones with better software and hardware, making previous buyers interested in upgrading. They've also added some AI features such as picture unblur and a new face unlock feature, which will help it compete against the iPhone. With all that in mind, let's analyze the chart. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for Google, and of course, as always, first we'll analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get into the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can clearly see that we did try to break out of this weekly bearish trend that we formed over here. Right, we did try to break out of that by getting to these levels at $101, $102. Right, of course, $100 was a strong resistance, and we got resisted at $102, $103 pretty much. Right, we made somewhat of a double top because we can clearly see over here and over here. Right, we made tops over here and fell exactly after that. And of course, we did make a pin bar candle on the downside over here. Right, the buyers did try to pressurize the market over here, but of course after that the bears took over, and well, we can clearly see that we went from a price as high as $103.08 to a price of 101.36 pretty much, right? And of course after that we did get into a gap down at the price of $99.85. The highest point we made was $100.5. After that, of course, the lowest we made was 98.30, and after that we can clearly see that we closed the market at $98.68. So what exactly is on the way for Google? Well, in my opinion, the stock, of course, with all of the other big tech stocks, is bearish for the short term. If we look at the long-term trend as well, we can clearly see that, ever since this market crash started around 2021, the stock has been falling, right? This was probably when Tesla started falling as well. So of course, after that, ever since then, we can clearly see that we made a high at 151, and after that, we've been falling forever pretty much, right? We've made some trends, or rather just some patterns over here, which I'll explain to you real quick. We can clearly see that we did go up, right? So there was a strong buy trend, then we went sideways. So this is a pretty common pattern for big stocks, right? You can clearly see that over here, went up, sideways, right? Went up, sideways. Of course, over here went down and a big sideways trend after that, right? A major fall and a big sideways trend. After that, we can clearly see that now we might be positioning the stock for some bearish sideways movement. And after that, of course, we'll go up in my opinion, right? Because definitely Google is not a stock that would go down all the way. We will probably continue to go down in my opinion until the earnings report comes out on 25th October, and then things might flip over. But until then, I am bearish on the stock. I think that we have a good short opportunity around the $100 range, right? Of course, if we try to break it again and again and again, then we might actually break it. But until then, I don't believe that getting one or two tests at such a strong resistance would mean anything for a stock. So in my opinion, the next target for the stock would probably be somewhere around 95.56. Right, this low that we made over here, we'll probably cross this. We'll probably rebound from the $90 range. This seems like a strong support. Of course, we can go back and see the data as well. We can see that $86, $85 was a strong support over here. And after that, of course, somewhere around $90 was a strong support as well over here. So this seems to be working out. And of course, in my opinion, as I already told you, the stock currently has good room for a short trade. If you take a stop loss of, let's say, $102 and a target of, let's say, $92, $93, that can give you pretty much like a 1 to 1.5 ratio trade on the short term, which would result in somewhat of a 10% gain. Well, not exactly 10%, pretty much 5% or 6%, but it's still a good gain for the short term. So I give the stock a rather neutral rating somewhat. Of course, it's in a good position to buy if you want to hold the stock, but I personally would wait for a bit more, pretty much a discount all over here into the $95 range, because as you guys already know that the earnings report is coming right up. So once that is closed, I would probably buy because there would be fear and uncertainty in the market, right? People are of course trusting the Google stock, however, but in my opinion, anything under $100 would be a pretty good buying zone. So let me clear all of these drawings over here real quick. And now I'll give the stock a rating, or rather just a price target. So my price target for the 1 year chart, right, or just until next September would probably be $135. And on the lower end, it would probably be somewhere around the $100 range itself, because I don't believe that Google will continue to crash for another straight year. Of course, for 2023, things will probably be rough, and the stock might just be in the $100 to $105 range, or rather $110 range by the year end. But with that being said, let's jump into the 1 hour chart to analyze some swing trades. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1 hour chart for Google, and right off the bat, we can clearly see that this was the absolute bearish trend that we were talking about. And after that, over here, we did try to break it on which date was this? 27th September. Right after that, of course, we got a strong gap down and then a strong bear run as well, a pretty much a crazy fall in general. After that, of course, we got an engulfing candle over here, which indicated another fall. After that, we did get a gap up over here on 4th October, after which we pretty much closed the stock in the same range, around the $100 to $102 range. After that, of course, strong gap down. After that, we did get a rally, right? This pretty much indicated that this zone over here seems to be a good support at 98.75, right? Or rather just 98.8. And after that, we can see that this range over here acts as a strong resistance at 102.75. And of course, after that, we did fall down. The first candle itself on 6th October was a pin bar candle on the downside. So this indicated that something bad is going to happen, of course, right? And over here as well, if we get into the latest chart, we can clearly see that on 7th October, we did get some indecision in the market over here and over here as well, right? Of course, after that, we did get somewhat of a, reversal candle. So this indicates a reversal, but then again, it's just a possibility and nothing to be sure about. Now, I don't believe there's much to analyze in the 1 hour chart, so let's get into the 5-minute charts. Now, this is where the real fun begins. We can clearly see that over here on 4th October, we did get some strong double tops at the $101.85 range. Of course, we did get a double bottom over here at 100.6, another double bottom somewhere around 101.15, right? As you guys can see, two double bottoms, and this wasn't a double bottom pretty much, right? Of course, over here we did get another double bottom, or rather a triple bottom around the $101 range. After that, of course, we did make somewhat of a, well, I don't know how many tops that is, but $101.5 is of course a strong resistance as well, right? If we look at the candle bar patterns, we can see that we started the day off over here in pretty much a strong bullish trend, uptrend, right? After that, of course, we got an engulfing candle at 11 p.m., which indicated a sharp sell-off. Over here, we did get some indecision and some squeezing, right? We got squeezed into this range pretty much. And then, of course, we fell down as well. Now, if you ask me about the current scenario, let's get into some present scenario, right? I was just discussing this because of this crazy gap up. But after that, of course, we can see that on 7th, we can see somewhat of a cup and handle pattern building up over here. So this seems to be a range over here, right? Of course, we did get a strong indecision in the market in the first candle itself, but after that, things were pretty clear when we got this red candle over here. It's pretty much a pin bar candle on the downside, right? Of course, over here we did get somewhat of a pin bar candle as well, over here as well, over here, and over here we got indecision. After that, engulfing candle, pin bar, and after that, of course, this was an indication that the stock is going down pretty much. After that, we did get another bearish sign over here. Let me explain how. So, well, why I'm using the brush still, let me get this over here real quick. We can clearly see that, you know, we got a pin bar candle on the red on the upside, and then we got a strong red candle, after which we got somewhat of a pin bar candle on the green but on the bearish side. So this indicated a sharp sell-off, and we did get that same sharp sell-off. So in my opinion, what's going to happen, as I already told you, the stock would probably be in a gap down because we did end the day at a positive note, but still it was pretty much in a bearish scenario. So a gap down is pretty viable, or rather pretty possible in my opinion. After that, of course, we'll get some indecision in the first few market hours. And in the midday, I believe that the stock will be volatile on Monday, right? So if we say over here, let's say on 11 and 12, somewhere around here, we'd probably be in the $97.5 range. If, of course, my prediction is true and the stock is bearish on the short term. If there is some good news or the market just seems to perform well on Monday, well, that's a different thing. But as I already told you, I believe that the stock would probably be somewhere over here, right? Because all the FANG stocks are falling in general. After that, we might see a good uptrend build up in the closing hours over here, getting to the 98, 9, 99.5, $98.5 range over here. And after that, I already told you guys my long term and my 1 hour chart price predictions. So remember that I could be wrong, but apart from that, I already told you my long term and my 1 hour price prediction. So remember that this is definitely not financial advice, it's just my own opinion. You should always do your own research before you trade. However, if you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.